Shalom, and you're now locked in here at Israelite Talk TV, where you get nothing but the raw and the real whenever I'm in front of the camera. So make sure y'all show the page some love, like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back to another episode here on Israelite Talk TV, a place where we don't break the news. We just break down the information that's in the news. Now, family, y'all see the thumbnail, y'all see the title. That's right. Today, we got to talk about ICE and we got to talk about the National Guard and this sinister plan that Donald Trump has unleashed on our people. Okay. Now, there's a lot of people, a lot of chatter online with black podcasters, okay, bloggers, making fun and light of what Donald Trump is doing. And they're not really telling you guys what's really going on beneath the surface. Why is ICE on the rampage? Why is he sitting in the National Guard into all these predominantly black neighborhoods and places where black people are at, and there's a whole lot of crime and stuff that's going on? So I want to dispel some of the myths that's out there, okay? And I want to explain to you guys how the first ICE agent, the first National Guard to be killed would be here in Chicago, okay? And I'm gonna break this down and help y'all understand the reason why, okay? Now, before we get to that, let's talk about this myth that Donald Trump is sending the National Guard into all of these different places, right? To stop crime and all this other shit, right? Okay. Well, is that true? The answer is no. It has nothing to do with crime whatsoever. How do we know this? We know this because you have what is known as private prisons, okay, where they invest into private prisons, okay? People invest money into that, okay? It's a place where whenever you look at the prison system, it's a place where they get free labor out of people. It's the modern day slave plantations, okay? So are they really trying to stop people from going into the plantations that they are investing money and stuff into, okay? Because you got to remember, you need crime in order to fill those places up, okay? So is Trump really sending the National Guard in here to stop crime and all this other shit? The answer is no. What this shit boils down to, right, is the United States is at war. Nobody likes the United States and the modern day Israel. Nobody likes them all around the world. And the people that fake like they like them, it's only because they know that they can't battle against the United States, right? But it's basically the United States and Great Britain versus everybody right now. And they losing. They getting their ass kicked on the world stage. So you guys got to remember, when Donald Trump deployed the National Guard into D.C., you guys got to remember that had nothing to do with crime. Because remember, people's like, well, it's not that much crime that's going on in D.C. It was in order to secure the area, because Donald Trump is starting all this shit around the world. He don't know that. You keep hearing about, oh, there's sleeper cells here, this and that. So they have to secure the Capitol. And so they're not going to come out and say, well, we're protecting the Capitol because of foreign plots or things, sleeper cells that could be going on. They're going to disguise it under black crime. Oh, there's black crime in here, so we need the National Guard. When in fact, they're doing this to protect they ass for the shit that they kicking up overseas and all these other places where they're at. It's the same thing in Memphis. A lot of these blue places here in Chicago, their whole thing is when this shit go down, and it's getting ready to go down here real soon, within the next maybe few weeks, whatever, right? They're getting ready to kick these wars back off over there, right? When this shit go down, you got to understand there's a lot of different things that could happen. The internet and shit can go out. All type of shit is going to happen. So they got to be able to protect those businesses, those white businesses in all of these different places. So this is why they're sitting in the National Guard, and they got ICE out here fucking with people, because what Donald Trump told them, right? He wanted to send the military into practice. This is practice for them. They're sending the National Guard in there to get them ready for when this shit go down, because they're going to have to protect white businesses and all of this property and shit that these rich white people own. This is why Trump has the National Guard out there. It has nothing to do with crime. And so he's sending them in there to fuck with people, you know what I'm saying, and agitate people, as the governor of Chicago told y'all, okay? Now, let's run the tape.
Racially profiling people, and based on that, demanding proof of citizenship and snatching people up in our neighborhoods without a judicial warrant. All of it rightfully has Illinoisans very upset. In the small suburban village of Broadview, with a population of 8,000, federal agents have turned 2 blocks of protest areas into a war zone by firing chemical agents and tear gas at peaceful protesters. They've used rubber bullets and flashbangs. Agents reportedly unholstered their guns and pointed them at peaceful protesters. They arrested a journalist who was a bystander, and they fired a chemical weapon at a CBS reporter in her car. They even detained Juan Munoz, an Oak Park trustee. And they're detaining people for extended periods in a facility not designed for that purpose. After seeing this, I could not, in good faith, allow federal agents to continue inciting people who were there to express their First Amendment rights. At the request of the Broadview Police Department and with the help of the Cook County Sheriff's Office, we sent backup to ensure people could safely express their rights while also protecting nearby Broadview residents who have had ICE and CBP operating in their neighborhoods in an aggressive fashion. Trump and the thuggery that his agents have brought has actively made us less safe. Less than a week later, on September 12th, ICE shot and killed a man in Franklin Park, a nearby suburb of Chicago. His name was Silverio Villegas Gonzalez. Reports say that he had just dropped his kids off at daycare and was headed to work. Shortly after that incident, ICE issued a statement justifying the killing, saying that the federal agent was seriously injured, sustained multiple injuries, and was dragged a significant distance. Immediately, we were left with more questions than answers. And frankly, the story just didn't add up. I demanded a full accounting into the facts of the situation. The community was rightfully distraught. Even Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum demanded answers. The facts are coming out, and they are raising even more questions. The Chicago Sun-Times obtained body camera footage from Franklin Park PD. The agent said on camera his injuries were nothing major and that he was dragged a little bit. As a reminder, DHS said that the agent was seriously injured, sustained multiple injuries, and was dragged a significant distance. His children, Silverio's children, have now been left without a father, and they and the public deserve to know the truth. There's been zero accountability or transparency from ICE or the administration. Last week, federal agents dressed in camouflage gear conducted a military-style raid on an apartment building in South Shore, a neighborhood of Chicago. They brought Black Hawk military helicopters and more than 100 agents in full tactical gear. Even though it was supposedly a very dangerous and important mission, they brought dozens of cameras and set them up so that they could film their attack on the building in HD for social media.
Yesterday, that a bounty was put on the head of the commander of the Border Patrol out here, Chief Gregory Bovino. Federal prosecutors, I should say, released yesterday that they had arrested one suspect. They described him as a ranking member of the Latin King street gang. His name is Juan Espinoza Martinez, alleging that he solicited the murder of Bovino. Part of the evidence, a Snapchat message offering $2,000 for information about Bovino, $10,000 to, quote, take him down. Here's Chief Bovino last night.
It's a war zone out there. Secretary No mentioned a bounty on the heads of federal agents, that $2,000 to kidnap, $10,000 to kill senior Border Patrol officials and senior ICE officials here in Chicago. That's something out of a third world country. Is this America?
Now, as you guys can see, this was a press conference that the Chicago governor did about a couple days ago up here, right? And he was breaking down the lawlessness of ICE, okay? So now you have, they just arrested this Latin King leader, right? Supposed to be a leader, whatever the case may be. They say that he had a $10,000 bounty on the head of ICE. And so you got to understand that these people, ICE actually killed somebody up here. And the governor just told you it was not what they said it was. They actually murdered these people, okay? So what you guys got to understand as ICE, and now they're trying to get the National Guard in there. So I think by tomorrow or tonight, by tomorrow, Thursday, Trump got to respond because the governor sued them to see what their response is going to be about the National Guard and all this other shit. So what you guys got to understand is that if they are allowed to go in here, this is why the governor is saying Donald Trump is trying to agitate people. Y'all got to understand that shit is segregated up here. And when you start fucking with people in all these different communities and shit, you're going to get blowback. They spoke about some lady blocked the ICE agency and the police didn't even help them. They had to use the police to protect the actual protesters and shit from ICE. These are federal agents, okay? And this is why they keep their faces stuff massive, because it's the feds. They don't want you actually knowing their identity, who they are. So my thing is this right here. We gotta be up on game on what's going on. All of these Brandon Tatums, the Hodgkins, the Anton Daniels, you think these people are gonna ride with you when this shit go down? These people will sit up here and badmouth the black community like we got the banana boats, like we're flying the drugs into the community, like we got manufacturing companies, we're making the guns and putting the guns in the neighborhood. No, they're making this shit and bringing this shit to our communities. We just working with the shit that we got to work with. You know what I'm saying? And these people act like they don't see that. You think these people, and the reason why they're going into these parts is because they know that these gonna be the people that's gonna buck. These house Negroes, the anti-that, you think these people gonna stand with you? They gonna turn the other cheek. You know what I'm saying? We not turning no other cheek. You listen, fam, this is not the 40s and the 50s. You think we going for, you finna drag my mama, my sisters, my aunties, okay? Our little nieces and shit. You think we finna sit back while you drag them out of the crib, Gestapo style, with you roping motherfuckers off? Man, it's gonna be a war up here. So my thing is, to all the legal gun owners, start stacking up on y'all ammo and all of that shit, because you gonna need it. This shit is getting ready to go down because Donald Trump is sicking the U.S. military on the people. And it's illegal, this shit that he's doing. And you guys gotta understand something. This bullshit ass Constitution is over with. This is why they're not honoring it. Y'all gotta understand that that Constitution was established after what? The Civil War. We're back at war times again, so they not honoring that shit. All this shit about free speech and all of that. Why you think they not respecting the honoring? Because if they lose the war, all of that shit is out the window. Grass. So all of this theater, the Trump is sending the National Guard there. He ain't sending them in there. He's sending them in there to practice. Send the National Guard into the roughest spots here in the United States and let them practice in there is what they're doing. So to our people out there, we gotta be aware. Y'all gotta get y'all kids off those streets. And it ain't even really so much as the kids being in the streets, because he spoke about how they went into this building 4 o'clock in the morning. Y'all didn't listen. Y'all just picking out spots and just fucking with people. It's not even no more about targeted. We know this person here, this person there. They just family. They just dropped down into the building and went in here, roped kids off, women, and every goddamn thing. Who are y'all looking for? Okay? So I want you guys to leave y'all thoughts below. Make sure y'all share this video, get it out there, man, because people need to hear the real. And this is the real. This shit has nothing to do with crime. These people invest billions into private prisons and to keep people locked up. They create all of this crime and shit in our neighborhoods in order to trick our people off the streets and put them in these plantations, these modern day plantations. So Trump ain't trying to stop no goddamn crime. White people, listen, let me explain something to you. People like Trump now, they don't care about this crime shit as long as it doesn't trickle off into their communities and where they at. You see what I'm saying? They don't care nothing about no goddamn crime. Long as y'all keep the crime over there where y'all at, we cool with that. But you bring that shit down here, we on y'all ass. So leave y'all thoughts below. What are y'all thoughts about this ICE shit? ICE actually killed somebody, right? And they not talking about that, but this gang leader put 10,000 on the head of ICE and da 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 da. And you got people and this is why they always say, You gotta watch the people around you, because these people will turn your ass in to those people. Leave y'all thoughts below. I'm signing off.